Qazvin is one of the major cities of Iran and the capital of Qazvin Province. The city was the capital of the country for 57 years during the Safavid dynasty, and therefore has many historical monuments and museums. This city is the great capital of Iranian calligraphy, and one of its most famous calligraphers is Miremad Qazvini. Qazvin is located in a communication bottleneck of the northern and western provinces of the country, and many tourists may have crossed the city on their way, but are unaware of the tourist attractions and sites. Qazvin Bazaar Complex is one of the historical sites of the city of Qazvin, which was built during the Safavid era during the capital of the city. During the Qajar era, the market was expanded and several caravanserai and timche were added to it. During 9 centuries, there was a south to north shift in this market, in which the Grand Mosque of Qazvin separated from the texture of the Kola Bazaar. From the remaining parts of the Qazvin market can be noted Gayseri Qazvin, which has high brick walls and heights. Qazvin market has 4 doors, one open to the soldiers' team, the other to the covered one, the east door to the Wazir Hall, and the other to a small 4-story. The most important parts of this market include Masjid al-Nabi, Sa'd al-Sultan Sarai, Sarai Wazir, Haj Reza Sarai, Razavi Sarai, Khoshnevisan Hall, Soldier Timche, Covered Timche, Timche Sayyid, and Paradise House. The Mosque of Qazvin is located on the southern side of Imam Khomeini Street, in line with the Qazvin Bazaar, and still holds congregational prayers and Friday prayers. Tourists can also visit it. Like the Grand Mosque of Qazvin, this mosque also has a nightstand, which is a gathering place for people. The area of the mosque is about 14,000 square meters and has extensive courtyards, and its architecture is unique in its kind. This mosque was built during Qajar dynasty and ordered by Fatali Shah in the area of Wazir or Chal Wazir, which was one of the endowments of Agha Jamal Wazir. The mosque has 3 entrances, each with a magnificent heading. The north entrance is decorated with enamel and slaby tiles, and its inscription is from azure tile to nastaliq line. In the inscriptions of the eastern and western porches, Surah Mubarakah is Yadalun al-Nabi, and in inscriptions of the northern and southern porches, the Surah Mubarakah is inscribed Hal Ata Ali, and in the midst of my al-Dahr. The palace of the Chehel Sutun Museum, or the pavilion of Shah Tahmasp, is one of the most important historical monuments in the city of Qazvin, dating back to Safavid area and the center of the city in Azadi Square. It is said to be the only remaining palace of the royal palace of the reign of Shah Tahmasp. When Qazvin was the capital city, this building was called the Pavilion. In this museum, paintings related to the Safavid era are kept. Rafi's church is located on Talagani Street of Qazvin and in the schoolyard of the same name. The church was built in courtyard of this school during the first Pahlavi period, which had long been an educational and worship complex for Armenians living in Qazvin. The brick structure of this church has a design based on cruciferous axis, and its main space is rectangular and has 4 columns. The altar of the church is located on the east side and separated from the hall of prayer room by a few steps. The Qajar bath is one of the oldest and largest bath houses in Qazvin. which was built in 1057 by Amir Jinjan Khan Qajar Qazvini, one of the general governors of Shah Abbas Safavid, and initially called in the royal baths. This bathroom covers an area of 1,045 square meters and consists of three main sections of Sarbine, shorter and warm house. The male and female parts of this bathroom are separate. The main door of the bathroom is to the south and leads to Sarbine by the spiral staircase. The great serpentine of the bath, with a beautiful pool in the middle of it, links 6 alcoves and arcs in an octagonal plan with a corridor to the hothouse. The Kantor Church of Qazvin is the smallest Iranian Orthodox church of the third smallest in the world. Kanto means a headquarters or center in Russian. The church was built during the Russian occupation of Iran during World War II and is also known as the Bell Tower. The entrance to the church is located on the west side of the church, which includes the entrance space with a steep roof and entrance door. Qazvin Grand Mosque. It's the sequel to 2013's Guardians of the Galaxy and the third installment in the DC Extended Universe. The first building of this mosque was built on a Sasani fire temple in the style of 4 porches. The fire temple was in the southern porch section of the current mosque. Harun al-Rashid ordered the constructions of this mosque in 192 during the Mongol invasion of Iran. Part of the Grand Mosque was destroyed, but it was soon restored. The house on Hosseiniye Aminiha is one of the historic, beautiful, and elegant houses in Qazvin that dates back to the Qajar era. The house was built by Haj Muhammad Reza Amini, a merchant of Qazvin, in 1875. At the time, about 48,000 tumans were spent on building the house. The building has 3 halls and 2 country yards. The halls were built parallel to each other from east to west and between 2 country yards and have beautiful sashes that rose when the singing of the Sharisi, and the halls were integrated into one another. In the middle of great hall were 40 lamps, and the carpets were one blank and antique. The ceilings of the halls have painting, mirrors, decorative bauble shelves, plastered and wooden notes. The cellar, basement, syrup, and warehouse are other parts of the building. Saad al-Sultan Palace. It's the second installment in the DC Extended Universe. The most valuable part of this building is that it's created from a vertical intersection of 2 orders, and a large tiled dome is located on top of it. There are 4 sides of the dome, 4 semi-domes with formalization and skylights, which makes the space appear larger. It is over 6.2 hectares. Today, many parts of this complex have been renovated and improved, and under the supervision of the Cultural Heritage, Handicrafts, and Tourism Organization.